Tonight on the 6 o'clock news, we will be discussing the growing student debt, a rumored gas tax, the increase in the global market online, and the lowest unemployment rate that the U.S. has ever seen.
This first story is for future college students and is all about college debt. Total debt for student subprime borrowers of Q1 was $8.2 billion, a 32% increase from last year. The total student debt now is $1.34 trillion.
Oh, now you can't speak English.
And that is a part of the $12.73 trillion of household debt. 7 out of 10 college students graduate with an average of $40,000 in debt. That's a scary thought for someone like me who's going to go into college very soon. If this is too much for you, let's go to Keaton to specify.
Thanks, Emma. Subprime lending refers to making loans to people who usually have a FICO score less than 600. These people usually have difficulty making a payment schedule, whether it's because of unemployment, divorce, or medical emergencies.
Carrie, on average, how much debt do you think people graduate college with?
Too much.
Can you give us a number?
30,000? No, 100,000.
That was close, 40,000.
Oh, okay.
College with?
Probably like $20,000, $30,000, around that, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to say 10,000.
I'd say around $50,000.
That was close, so it's 40,000. How does this make you feel?
I mean, I feel like that student debt really prevents students coming out of college, especially with things they have to do after college, like buying a house or renting an apartment. It really prevents them from kind of getting to their full potential after their college experience. And I don't know.
So what advice would you have for prospective college students with financial obligations?
Well, student debt is very interesting. I don't think most young people realize what having student debt means. 2 years ago, student debt surpassed credit card debt in this country, which means there's a lot of it. I think that the average student loan debt is $35,000.
Wrong. That is absolutely wrong.
And many, many young people, college graduates, are defaulting on their loans because they're not getting the jobs that are paying what they need to pay for them to pay their student loans.
Hey, boss man. Hey, boss man. I'm talking to you. You gots to pay me. Where's my paper? You gots to pay me in paper.
And I think not only do you ask yourself, you know, what college do I want to go to? I think a more important question is, can I afford this college? So just something to think about.
Don't be blowing me up.
Let's now go to Sophie to see a story about the growing online market.
Maybe like 150.
Every day, people have found that they are using more and more sites such as Netflix, Spotify, and Amazon to perform everyday tasks that before they would have had to go out of the house to do. Mary Meeker, partner at Kleiner Perkins Caulfield and Bayer, published an Internet Trends report that had many findings that were very surprising to a lot of people. The profits from online retail went up $400 billion in 2016, a 16% increase from 2015. There are many examples of how this has been affecting the market, such as the fact that Amazon had 30% of battery sales last year, more than Panasonic, Duracell, Energizer, any of the more known battery brands. Netflix had 95 million subscribers last year and accounted for 30% of all funds that came from home entertainment revenue. Not to mention that Spotify and sites like it, music sharing sites, accounted for 52% of the revenue for all music sharing. So what does this mean for traditional stores? Let's go to Emma to find out.
Since the Census Bureau has stated that traditional stores have gone down 6% and online has gone up 13%, that means the future is digital.
No, God!
That was a great story, Sophie. Let's now go to Keaton for our midweek stock check-in.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
Today, May 6th, all markets dropped today as a result of Apple's recent announcement of their creation of the HomePod, which will rival Amazon's Echo. Advanced Micro Devices, PACCAR, and Newmont Mining were the biggest movers for today, while Macy's, Kohl's, and Nordstrom's were the biggest losers. What does this have to say about all these industries? Things to look forward this week that will affect the markets are James Comey's testimony in front of Congress, the UK elections, and the ECB meeting that will take place on Thursday. Look forward to those.
In May, unemployment sank to 4.3%, the lowest it has been in 16 years. So the question really is, how are the new jobs that are entering in the market being absorbed by the job force?
Well, Sophie, as more and more baby boomers retire, that means that the jobs that they left are being absorbed by these new workers.
Due to the fact that the baby boomers are retiring and new people are taking their place, this means that the Federal Reserve is unlikely to raise interest rates, a fact that is very surprising yet welcomed by most people.
That's right, Sophie. And only twice in the last 8 months has the jobs been up to the 200,000 range. It's only been about 121,000 for the past 8 months.
There was a prediction that the jobs available would be at an average of about 100,000, and for the past 3 months, as Emma has said, the average has been 121,000.
There has been some negatives to this figure, though, because wages have actually decreased by 2.5%.
A lot of people are looking at the holes in our economy due to the fact that our unemployment rate is so low and looking to see if there is actually negative consequences underneath the seemingly good aspects of this data trend.
So specific job skills are in high demand, so students looking for employment after college really need to get on that specific job skill, and it's kind of hard to find nowadays.
Another part of the story is that while unemployment is sinking low, many jobs that usually would have been steady are being laid off or are being discontinued, such as the fact that 9,000 government jobs were actually terminated.
I'll be back.
In the last year, and also jobs in retail are not as easy to come across as they once were.
This just in, President Trump's Interior Secretary meets with oil industry's lobbying group.
Interior Secretary Ryan Zink addressed the American Petroleum Institute's Board of Directors at Trump Towers on March 23rd. Seeing as the Secretary of Interior has the job of taking care of all of the natural resources and land in the country, this sparked fear among many American citizens as they questioned the motives behind this. The Interior Department's Ethics Office thoroughly investigated this meeting and found that it was in no violation of any ethics or had no conflict of interest between the Secretary of Interior and the lobbying group he was meeting with.
Thank you for watching the 6 o'clock news. From all of us here, have a great night.
For all of us here at News Center 4, I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.